What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about eyeshadow brushes, and I get a lot of questions from you guys about my favorite brushes for blending and just for eye makeup in general. So I thought I'd share my favorites with you. I have quite a few in front of me, just a few that I think you absolutely need, but then I've also incorporated some dupes and some brushes that work just as well at a lower price point. So I hope you guys find this video interesting and helpful, and let's get into the brushes. Okay, so being that I not only do makeup on myself, but I also do makeup professionally, I have a couple brushes that I just know I always need to have on me to complete pretty much any eye look. And when I think of these brushes, I like to think of them in 3 different categories. So the first one would be blending, second would be packing and shading, so basically anything that you want really high pigmentation, like a lot of saturation, and then defining, so that's like smaller brushes obviously. I'm gonna go over it in the way that I start eyeshadow looks. My first favorite must-have blending brush, this is gonna get really crazy with the blending and the brushes and all the words, I'm gonna get tripped up, so just said FYI. This is my favorite blending brush. This one's by Morphe, and I believe it's around $6. It's a really nice dome-shaped blending brush, and I would say that it's medium density, meaning it's not super floppy, but it's not super firm. I really like this brush because it really softly diffuses color into the crease, giving you a really nice base for your eyeshadow look. It's also nice too because since it is tapered, it fits right into the crease, and then it's shorter on the edges, so it just really does a nice job of blending. But like I said, this is the Morphe M441, and I use this in a lot of my videos. Before I got that brush though, actually, this is one that I love, and it's like one of my ride or dies. This is the NARS number 13 brush, and this one is a little bit more pricey. I have the pricing right here, and down below, I'll have everything down below for you guys. But this is just a really great sturdy brush. I've had this brush for about 6 years and it is still in perfect condition. And there's something to be said about a high-end brush that holds its shape, its form, all of the bristles. I consider this like an investment piece when I got it, and it has definitely held up. Getting into a little bit more blending, so when you are thinking about your eyeshadow and you want all that depth and you really want to see those beautiful layers in your crease, always start lightest first with the big blending brush, and then once you start getting into the deeper shades, I like to use something that's a little bit smaller and a little bit more dense. This is the MAC 217 brush, and let me tell you, I could probably do an entire eyeshadow look with just this brush. It's amazing. Let me tell you why. Unlike the M441, which is slightly bigger, you can already see here, slightly bigger. This one's ferrule, which holds all the bristles together, is round. MAC 217 is actually clamped, giving you more of a flatter brush head, I guess we'll say. So this one is shorter in bristles, also very domed for blending perfectly into the crease, but also you could use the side of this on its belly and pack shadow. I really, really love this brush for building dimension in the crease, as well as really kind of building intensity on the outer corner as well. A couple dupes for that brush, or just like smaller blending brushes that I like, the Morphe E17 brush, and this one is a little bit longer in bristle, but definitely very dense, deposits color, and then is really nice for diffusing, and it fits in the crease really nice because it is super small and domed. This is like one of my most favorite brushes ever, but I've had the MAC 217 for so long that that's my favorite. But the Smith Cosmetics 230 brush, so good. It's a little bit more like the Morphe one, where it's got the round ferrule, but it's a little bit more flat. It's definitely still domed and tapered, but it is flatter, so you can really go in and pack the color and then use it to blend out. Smith brushes are amazing, and this is an amazing brush as well. I'll also have the price down below for you. Okay, moving into shading. Now when I talk about shading, it's mostly on the lid or on the brow bone or in the inner corner. That's where I really like to shade. This is where I want a lot of pigment, a lot of saturation. This is for my like wow pop colors. Again, when I started doing makeup, I worked for MAC, and that's where I really started to build my collection because why not? I was working there. So this brush will be one of my ride or dies until I die. This brush is the MAC 242. The number is completely scratched off of it because it's so old. And I really hope that they do not discontinue this brush because it's synthetic. I mean, if they're trying to go animal cruelty free, I don't think that this brush would be a part of it. I hope not, because it's a great brush. So I like to use this brush to pack colors all over the lid. If you've ever seen any of my eye tutorials, I use this in every single one, never fails me. I find that with a brush like this, you don't even need like a Fix Plus, even though it always helps to make your shadows look a little bit more metallic or whatever. This brush is amazing and it gives you great pigment. Another one that I also like to use as well, this is a newer brush for me, this is the ANASTASIA A13 brush. This is also a synthetic brush, and it's just a flat brush, great for building pigment. And I like this one because it's a little bit fluffier, so you can diffuse the edges with this brush a little bit easier than you can with a MAC one. Moving on to detailing, this is where it starts to get fun because this is where you really build intensity around your lash line, make your eyes look really nice and sultry and smoky. My favorite brush is the M222. I also use this in every single look. This is a big pencil brush and it is amazing. It fits right underneath my eye and just blasts color and diffuses it perfectly. Literally, this is all I need for my lower lash line, unless I'm really trying to get smoky. I have a brush for you, girl. I have a brush for you. So this one's amazing. It's like $3. Go get yourself 5. I kid you not, I have 3. 3 is good. 3 is a good number for me. I want 5, so maybe I'll get 2 more. If you also have a little bit smaller eye space or maybe smaller eyes in general, brush M149 by Morphe is basically the exact same brush, but just smaller. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. So like I said, I like that big fat one because it kind of just does everything for me. And then if you want to spend a little bit more on a brush, the ANASTASIA A14 is another great pencil brush that I would recommend for lower lash line as well as building depth and crease. Last defining brushes. Good Lord, I love this brush, but I wouldn't say it's a must-have, but if you are building a collection and you're gonna get 4 brushes, especially if they're all Morphe, throw this one in. I think it's literally $2. Might be 3, but I think it's 2. This one is the Morphe M213, and it is so tiny and so freaking cute. Other than it just being cute, I like to take this and just really blend up into those lower lashes and into the upper lashes sometimes too, because sometimes it's really hard to get color up in there, but when you have a brush that's this tiny, it does all the work for you. I love this brush, I swear by this brush, and done deal. And you can't beat the price point. Another brush that I like to use as well for defining mainly lower lash line or even upper lash line if you're doing more of a smoky liner with your eyeshadow is the ANASTASIA A1, and this is just a flat brush. I believe this one is synthetic as well, and I just use it to define my lower lash and my upper lash line. So my top 5 brushes that I cannot live without, and then a couple like dupes thrown in there. I think there's a huge myth with you need 1,000 eyeshadow brushes. You really don't. You just need a couple really good ones to multitask, and once you start to get the hang of the brushes, you're golden. So if you guys want to know more about my favorite brushes, maybe for face or cheeks or eyebrows or whatever you want to know, just leave me a comment down below and let me know, and I'd be happy to make it for you. And also leave down below other brushes that you guys might like that I might like, because I might be missing out on something. I need to know. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!